to
Wait,
order.
make sure it goes,
Oh,
sorry.
okay. Man, we're calling to order our regular membership meeting of the town. Pledge allegiance, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Jerry Huff. Here. Stacy Van Dyke. Here. Mike Bray.
Here.
Jeff Baldwin. Present. Meredith Trust here. All righty. The minutes for our last town meeting has been distributed. Are there any changes or corrections?
No.
No. If there's no changes or corrections, the minutes are adopted. Fire department
Here's your
report.
folder. Here's your signature page right there.
Okay.
Hand it to Jerry first.
All righty. No one's here for the fire department this afternoon. All righty, Mike, do you have a report for us for a utility report?
Still doing the daily chlorine water checks, lift station pump checks. The pump on the cemetery road, it's installed, but it's in the alt position. And I don't know if that's the way you guys want it to remain. This is a new pump, I guess. And it's available if needed, just gotta turn it on.
So while you're saying there's two pumps
Yes,
in the cemetery
yes,
lift station and they installed it, but they didn't turn it on because there wasn't no need to do it, right, as of this time.
it's the new pump. And I guess with the issues coming from Liberty, you know, there was a question whether to put it in service or not,
Okay,
since it's a new pump.
okay. So basically, they were wanting to keep something from happening to the new pump.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say that's a good decision to leave that off until the
I do too. How about you, Jerry?
situation settles. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we'll just leave it all.
On Westbrook, there's a couple asphalt areas that are kind of sinking in. And I put some barrels out there today by request.
Okay.
So I don't know how we want to proceed with that, maybe.
When you say sinking in, what is this settled where they put asphalt, where they put the culverts in?
Oh, you mean on Westwood?
Yes.
Okay.
One's by the lift station where the culvert is, and the other one is be back east where the new house is there on the north side, and the trailers where they've been digging through there.
Well, who dug that up and fixed it?
Well,
Cooper. Both.
he didn't put the asphalt.
Into the
in.
asphalt. It settled some, and then we had that guy that did all the asphalt, you know, patching around. That has settled some now.
Yeah, the guy that did the north end of town, that outfit that, wasn't it them?
Yeah.
Jerry, that they paved the north end, you know, from the liquor store up to the cemetery. Well, them same guys, they were the ones that went out there and did that, plus they did the one next to Sherman's, you know.
We might have done it a little prematurely, but the guy was here and we could get it done, so we went in and got it done. It's not that bad, but it's settled, so. I just
So it's
thought-
not somebody else's cut out and they've patched and it's not been repaired, right?
Never right.
No.
Right. Yeah, it's, well, the thing about it is, like Jerry said, you know, Steve did that, filled it in, and it was gonna settle, no matter, you know, but we went ahead and had it paid since they were here. And, now it has settled, it just went down, probably what, a couple of inches, what do you think, Drew?
Maybe.
A couple of inches, it's settled. So in actuality, we need to think about having somebody come in and hit it again. But I don't know whether you guys got anybody in mind that we might use to do that.
I would say if there's multiple locations, maybe we should find a company to give us a quote, a couple companies, give us a couple quotes.
That same guy was pretty good.
Yeah,
He did us a good deal on down here on Main Street.
yeah, down by Sherman.
Yeah. That's holding up fairly well, better than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Maybe we should contact him and see if he'd want to come out and give us an estimate.
Do we have any information on him as far as,
Yeah, we've got all this information.
so, yeah, we might, you know, get a hold of him and get a quote. He's gonna charge more just to move his equipment out here and then actually do the two spots, but,
Yeah.
you know, sort of, you know.
But there's nothing else on the radar in the near future that could be tacked on.
Well, the only other part will be if on Putnam Street, when Steve does that, you know, when he puts that culvert in.
Who's gonna do the blacktop for that?
That's it, you could just do it all at the same time.
That's what, you know,
You
we
can
could
get
do.
that quote to,
But it'll need to settle a little bit,
oh yeah.
which is why I said put cones down here. It's not that bad. It's just, if you see the cone, you need to slow down.
Yeah,
It's not that bad if you're doing the speed limit.
Yeah, it would be bad at all, going 20 mile an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There is no such,
yeah.
you know, I don't think they're going just 20 mile an hour.
Yeah.
Let them beat the front end of the car.
Yeah.
It's actually a good speed bump if they had a sign that said bump. It'd actually be a good speed.
Speed bump ahead.
Yeah.
So on Cooper's estimate, there's nothing in there about blacktop.
No,
Unless
he
he's
don't do
digging it
that.
gravel. Well, I didn't know if he had another company that would sub through him or.
No, he don't
He just
mess
leave-
around with that, does
He
he?
leaves that up to us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's never in his quotes.
Yeah.
Because he said I guess he had some problems with one situation like that.
Hmm.
And so he got away from it. So on that, I guess we'll try to get the information from Micah and reach out and see if we can get an estimate.
But if we gotta wait till, Steve does this other one, we might not want to get him too excited about doing it real quick.
Yeah, because I got with Matt. Matt said it'd be 2 to 4 weeks before they would start on it.
Yeah.
So a month to repair in what, 3 to 4 weeks for it to settle the blacktop?
The longer the better, I guess, but people get to crying about it.
Yeah, they're not gonna be real happy right there because we'll have to put barrels up there. Slow it down.
You can fill it full of rock and let it settle, and you may have to put rock back in it a few times. I mean, that's the way they done that down in the liquor store.
Yeah, that's what Steve will do,
Not saying.
No, I was talking about on Westwood.
Oh, Westwood,
Yes, but, you know, just,
over here?
you'll have to put more rock in it, but that'll give it time to settle and blacktop once.
Maybe that's not a bad idea, maybe Mike can take the tractor down there and dump a load in there.
I don't know where that's gonna work out, that's putting rock over that blacktop.
You'll just roll it right back down.
It's
Yeah.
not that bad. I went over the backhoe yesterday, I mean,
Yeah, I don't think that'll work out.
So the barrels are being good enough warning to keep somebody from hitting that at 60 and running off in the front yard.
I ain't gonna say that, but be safe enough for you not to get sued, that's.
Yeah.
People have that answer.
Yeah, that's all we would need then.
It's the insurance company's problem. not
Yeah.
ours.
Okay.
It's not bad.
So it sounds like the barrels are gonna be the good enough temporary fix until
Yeah.
we can get it permanent.
Well, I believe that if we really wanted to do something temporarily, we could put that plug in there. But it isn't that much,
Right
right?
now, to figure it out.
Then you don't
If
get
they put that in there, when he comes out to redo it, he's gonna charge you to dig it all out. and
Right.
He's gonna wanna do it all. I just leave it like it is, put your barrel down here. And wait till we have it done.
The barrels there, I put them down there today.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because it's got a sharp deal, just to put a little plug right there to give it a little bit of a.
Right, pay for that.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't take that much to do
But
that.
you're gonna pay for it, and then you're gonna pay to dig it out.
Yeah, they don't have to pay it in and out, so.
You know,
If it ain't gonna tear up nobody's tire or throw somebody off into the ditch, I think, like I said, just leave the barrels up and,
okay. All right.
I mean, that's what I would think. Unless it's gonna damage something or get somebody hurt.
Okay, that,
Well,
you know.
we'll find out, how it works out as time goes on, so, yeah. All right,
Alright, so,
Speaking of the park, I talked to Terry Wood about bringing some out, and he called the county, it's not ready yet.
I'm not doing anything yet.
And he said they would notify him when it was available, and he'd bring us some.
Okay. How much should we get, guys, as far as that pub?
He
Because we
said,
got about 4 or 5 roads that we're gonna have to contend with, cemetery. Then we got 50 north. Then we have,
what is he able to haul in a load? How much can he haul in a load, and what is the price
I
of it?
think he said 4 tons, is usually what he brings.
Our truck won't haul that?
It would haul 2 tons for sure, so
I wouldn't. Oh,
not 4, but it would hold 2 easy.
I mean, is there a reason he's only getting 4 tons, that I don't want to get it or what?
I think he said that's all he can haul in that truck. Right? That's what,
Terry's,
yeah.
that's the way I understood it.
4 ton?
Nah, that can't.
Ain't no 10 on that truck. He can't, he better get another truck.
yeah,
That one time we got to haul 4 tons.
Yeah, at
I
least
got my
once.
Toyota haul 2 tons.
It will,
Yeah, but at least one time.
oh, it'll haul it, but it's just not good.
yeah, I know Father and he'll be coming, well, if Mike goes and gets it over at the county, then, he's only gonna be going from there to over here,
Well,
dumping it.
and what is he charging for a load? That would be the other
I
question.
don't know on that.
Is if he's gonna charge $200-300, well, then it'd be about the same price for us to just have Mike get it a couple tons at a time.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I thought Terry was doing it for like about $100, delivering it. Get it and deliver it, it's around about $100. Does that sound about right, Ron?
Well, anymore, that ain't gonna pay for his diesel.
Well,
Or
it sounds-
$5.60 a gallon.
That's what Rick charges, $100 all load.
Well, yeah, you have to consider your rent, right? He does the same thing, right?
He charges us $100, I think, to that salt.
Mhm.
Well, we got Wes, what would Wes charge for a, yeah. Well, maybe we.
My truck does 4 miles a gallon.
Yeah. Maybe we should find out what Terry's gonna charge and what the other guy's gonna
Rick,
charge, and
Rick.
Rick, and then, yeah.
My question is, why are you only getting 4 tons?
And
Well-
that would be the next question, to see how much he can actually haul at one time.
Well, we generally use about, that's what generally what we about use when we're patching the roads in the springtime. As far as, our, you know, we got 50, we got cemetery, and then we got, the road goes by the school here. And then the main street,
But does the stuff go bad?
yeah, they don't hold. Every spring, it'll hold through the summer.
I think Wes is asking if we brought 10 tons in and dumped it out there, that it would sit there in the file until we need it. He's asking if it goes bad, it's just sitting there.
Well, it just freezes like in the winter time.
But if we're gonna, if Terry can bring 10 ton, we might as well just have him bring 10 ton, and then we don't have to worry about it. If he's gonna charge us $100 for 4 ton or 10 ton, I'd have him bring 10 ton, then we have it.
I imagine it's
For our
for a truck.
spring, summer, yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine it's for a truck.
Well, whichever way we can do that, yeah. It's just in the winter time, and then when it gets spring and all the holes start popping, we can't use it because it's so hard. It's just frozen.
I'll call Terry and see how much he can actually haul on his truck. And ask him why he's only wanting to haul 4 ton.
Well, I think it's like what he said. He
Yeah,
said
it's-
that's normally what we use.
That's just normally what we use in the summertime. It generally lasts us, even if it starts coming out, you know, and there's generally enough extra where we can go back and hit it again. That's generally just what we generally get.
I understand that. But if you can get more for the same amount of money, haul for the same amount of money. I understand it freezes, but does freezing bother it? Does it do something to it where you can't use it the next year?
Well, the thing about it is, it won't thaw out to be used, and we'd still have to go back and get bags. And because we can't, it's just not usable until it thaws out. And that, we have to use the bag, just like right now. You know, we bought 4 bags, right, Mike? We had some pretty good sized holes, and each hole took 2 bags. And, but because they wasn't producing the county one. And then if it would have been setting out there, it would just still be hard to rock.
Do they have an estimated date of when they would have that ready?
It's generally end of April before they have it going, really going.
I actually talked to one of the county highway guys down here the other day by the liquor store. They had their trucks and stuff there, and guy said he didn't have any idea when it's even gonna be ready.
But your original question was how many loads we was gonna need, right? Isn't that what you originally asked, is how many loads of bug we should get, or how many
How
tons?
much, how many ton? We generally get 4 ton. But I understand what Wes was saying.
But if you say the roads are a little worse shape now, I think it'd probably be best if we just went ahead and had to bring us a full load, and if we use it, you know, we use it, if not, we'll just bust it up and use it in the parking lot.
Yeah, I don't know what it is per ton right now.
Probably pretty expensive with the,
Only thing we
oil,
know,
yeah.
We just had to look at what we paid last year when we bought it.
And how many loads.
Better if you're gonna pay for it this year, not last year.
That's true. Yeah, okay. Well, we can find that out and go from there.
Got a tentative date, June 9th and 10th, with Troy to flush fire hydrants.
Oh, okay.
I seen him at Moore's Bar today, he told me he was gonna come over and help you do that.
June the 9th and 10th, right?
Yes. I don't know if it'll be a 2-day deal or that's just 2 dates we're looking at.
Okay.
Probably if you have time, it wouldn't hurt here in the next week or two to go through there with a couple cans of Rust Buster and WD-40 and just spray the tops of all them down, because probably some of them ain't been opened in a couple of years. Let it have some time to soak in there and hopefully bust those threads loose.
Well, I even asked about doing that. Troy said, no, you don't do that.
It's an environmental, go ahead, Mike.
He said it was environmental. I mean, it could contaminate the water, I guess. He said they're brass and they should come off all right, so I don't know. This is a first for me.
That's weird, because I was talking to Terry the other day, and they have 2 fire hydrants laying over beside the firehouse that are froze up that they had to replace because they couldn't open.
Is that right?
That's what Terry said. I mean,
I'll do whatever you guys say.
well, not if there's a chance of getting into the water system.
Yeah, no,
But-
it's,
Yeah, more likely, Mike will probably have to have an extension, he had, for that too, you know, to crack it open. Cause no longer than that is, I don't know where it's gonna crack open.
Yeah, maybe Troy will have something. He's been involved with that. He does that.
If you had a chance, you might talk to Terry and see what the fire department uses, because I would think that they would have to use something. They never have?
No, no, we just had that branch.
Yeah. I guess you could give it a good tap with a sledgehammer first.
Never had to.
Never had to? Oh, you mean on the top one? Where you turn it off?
You open the side one, and then
Then
the
the top?
goes up, and then you open the top one to let the water out.
So,
But I can fix you up with a piece of pipe for an extension if it's needed.
a helper?
If it's needed, I've never seen one have to be done.
Okay.
Anything else?
I think that's about all I got. Normal stuff, cutting grass. I've been taking several loads of rock to customers and some grindings here and there. Meter readings, been kind of getting involved with some of that.
811s, right?
811's getting ready to get involved with that. Yes.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of right now would be, you might want to spray around, the hydrants as far as killing the grass. Or around, maybe some signs to kill it, so it won't grow all up it, have it all, kill the grass around them signs.
That's something I need to figure out too. Does anybody know if there's maybe a list of the hydrants in the file cabinet somewhere, or just gotta kind of get that off of the prints, or
Oh, their location?
how many there is, yes.
we'll just have to look.
Imagine it just have to be on the prints. Because they show them all.
They do.
Okay. Oh, is that all you had, Mike?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, thank you. Rick?
This past Tuesday, I took the 2 complaints we had for fines that weren't paid in 2025 to the clerk's office to file with the court system. They couldn't do it that day because their internet and phone system was down with some
Okay.
problems, so I returned this coming Tuesday and file those. I have 1 complaint ready to go to the Board of Health on another situation that we have. 2 things that's been talked about this week, and Gary and I had the conversation on one of them. Grandfathered junkyards, I've heard that term used more than once, about junkyards being grandfathered. Does anybody know of an ordinance or anybody that is approved to have a junkyard in the town limits?
Not that I know of. Gary?
There's no zoning or anything, so there couldn't ever have been a,
And that's what I uncovered, was in order, if that was a possibility, every 2 years they had to file for a permit. So if we have somebody claiming that they were grandfathered at a salvage yard,
Not that I know.
they would have to get their permit and bring that before the town board. So if that's not happening, we'll lay that in the rest.
Okay,
I tried to look at some ordinances on mobile homes. I really don't have anything other than the amount of time that it takes after 30 days they have to be tied down properly. That's all I see on. I might, while I'm up there Tuesday, check the zoning laws on that, just to see where we're going. That's the question. The last thing I have, in each of your mailboxes, I put the sheet that I typed up.
oh, yeah.
Is it okay? Do I have permission?
Did you guys take a look at that here? The sheet that, it's in this.
And I'm open to changes. I just put that together because I'd like to use this to mail out maybe warnings on certain individuals.
Mhm.
And then get them involved to get feedback before we start the fining process. And maybe
Okay.
give them 10 days to respond to us in writing what they plan to do to mitigate their issue.
Okay.
All right, so if,
Gentlemen, do we have a motion to accept this?
I'll make a motion that we accept this.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion made and passed.
I got one more thing.
Huh?
I got one more thing I'd like to bring up, the utility truck. When I checked my stations, I actually, the one on Putnam Street on the trail, I go down to the end, of course, blocked off and throw it in the driveway and back out. Yesterday or the day before, I, did the check and pulled out, and there was a car right on my tail on Northwood. And, a guy lived back there, and he wanted to know what I was doing, turning around in the driveway every day. So, is that acceptable to do, or do I need to just back up down the trail, or do we think maybe we might need to put Fillmore utility on the side of the truck or something, or?
He said he did, after you told him who he was, he said he didn't want you to do it.
Well, he didn't say after that, he just said, okay, after I told him what I was doing. I told him I was checking the lift station pumps and be sure there's nothing, no problem.
Well, and I don't think it'd be a problem. I think the truck does need marked. That's not a bad idea, but also, there's an issue with the right of way and, I mean, if you're pulling all the way to his front door, it might be an issue, but if you're pulling right at the beginning to turn around, then that's probably still within the right of way of the town, so,
And that's what I'm doing.
yeah,
I mean,
so.
I'm not driving up in there by no means.
Right. And obviously explain it to him, so if it's an ongoing problem, then tell him he needs to bring it here and address it. But I do think that you're right, I think the truck does need to be marked. You can get one of the magnetic paper stickers that we can just stick on the side of it. There's a place in Greencastle that makes them for sure.
place of not reading that does decals that come on off real easy.
Yeah. There's a couple different options.
Yeah,
I mean, even if it was just a little bit of something. So like you said, that nobody in question to think you're sneaking out.
I told him, I said, I understand your
F-350
concern, you know,
yeah.
I'd be probably questioning too.
Mhm.
They said, there's been a black truck too. I said, that's me also.
You can turn those, lights on, those strobes on when you go down in there.
To make it look more official, till we get a sticker.
If you got strobes on, surely I won't think you're sneaking in.
And it shouldn't be an issue now, if he's already asking to explain it, so hopefully that was a one-time only thing, so.
Yeah,
But I just want to let you know in case you hear something.
yeah.
You're talking about right there where it comes off of Putnam Street?
Yes. Yeah, he said there's like 3 families live back there. He said they're all
They say
families.
there's 3 families and they're all related.
Yeah, he said they're all
And
families.
then there's another house up there.
And I said, well, maybe you can kind of pass the word on to the rest of them as well, if you would, please.
Yeah, pretty cool. I don't have a problem with that.
I think they made an ordinance, ordinance could be over 10 years old.
I think they got thrown out.
Yeah, I don't know,
There used to be an ordinance on
there,
it, but I think it got thrown out when the guy wanted to put that house trailer back there for his boy.
yeah,
Maybe it needs to be revisited then.
yeah, we could revisit it. Make an ordinance where no trailers,
Yeah, because there's already two back there that have no septic and their crap runs out on the ground, so now they're talking about putting a trailer in there and doing the same thing, so. That would be ornery, wouldn't it?
yeah,
And is that the health department issue?
Well, that's a process, Stacy.
Oh.
So once they get it in there, it take about 3 years to get it out, like it's going right now. We've been working on it for I don't know how long. Jim worked on it for a long time, but it's just that the Board of Health passes it from Putnam County to Indianapolis, back to Putnam County, and then nothing ever gets done.
so we'd have to, if we made an ordinance, we'd have to make one where it couldn't be older than 10 years old, right? In order to bring one in.
That's what it used to be.
Yeah, I mean, if that's.
I don't know if it's still there. I think it got tossed.
And you said you tried to research it and couldn't find nothing in
The
it.
only thing I find on mobile homes is they have to be tied down within 30 days. And to me, that one also needs to be addressed because I would think you'd want it on some type of foundation or, not to just look like a camper sitting there, so.
Well, there's an ordinance about the campers anyway.
Well, they gotta be plated, and, the campers,
Well,
get
that-
that trailer.
That hasn't worked either,
Yeah, because I think that's actually 6 months.
because they're all over town.
Yeah, that's something,
Well, they got an ordinance,
yeah, there is, that Rick will be addressing,
Because I think we looked at that, and it's a pretty strict ordinance, right? Isn't there like a 10-day?
Yeah, in order, I give them 10 days and to get them plated and registered and what have you.
How long does it give them to hook up the sewer?
Yeah, on an RV, that's immediate, and that's not, that's the big flag there, it's the sewer, so.
So what's the ordinance say if they don't, then it has to be removed within the 10 days,
That's
3
not,
days, 24 hours?
yeah, I don't recall how many days it is, the sewage is like 0 tolerance.
Right.
I'm not sure, yeah, maybe it is 3 days or something, but it's not long-term at all.
Well, if you got a camping trailer, you know what I mean?
Right.
That you're pulling,
That has a holding tank, it's a different story.
But
But then if you're gonna empty it,
you're not using that for a home. I take that.
Right. But they still have to be plated and,
Yes, they have to be plated. just like a vehicle, but-
so if they're not plated, he would be giving them
Yeah.
citation as far as giving them a warning saying you got 10 days to get it plated and
Right.
registered.
And that falls under our fine
Right.
system, but
Yeah.
the sewage is it's kind of a different.
Yeah, we're not gonna allow, they wouldn't be allowed to our sewage system, a camper or a motor home.
I think that's the issue we have.
Do they have to have a motor and transmission in a motor home? I'm just saying.
It says camper and RV, so to me that covers both.
Yeah,
so it sounds like maybe the town needs to contact the towing company, get an estimate. I mean,
Well,
I know it's already been over 10 days since the ones up here on Main Street.
Yeah. And then he has those little mini, I don't know what you call
Sheds or barns
them,
or whatever.
mini homes, or
Who are we talking?
we're talking about Dan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
Main Street, yeah.
Yeah, on Main Street, he has the campers and the
Without,
motorhome, little, you know, well, anything like that would fall underneath that.
but in my opinion, that's not the only residence
That's not what he's talking about, that's what he's trying to tell you.
well, that's an example, but
One of many.
there's, yeah, he's not the only one. And we know who the others are as well.
Yeah, yeah, I just have to,
And unfortunately, we are limited. We put forth what we do. But the ultimate goal is it goes back to the Board of Health. And that's what Barry said. It sounds like we've been around and around, but, it's my first go around, so I'm gonna stay on and pursue it and request
Yeah.
information about that. I'll be a nuisance to it for sure. That's all we can do. I don't know what else to do.
yeah.
Or,
You know-
or we can investigate towing it. I think we have the right to tow things. I've talked with others about that as well.
You gotta make sure you get them all, not just one or two.
And-
Yeah, you're gonna have to get them all, because we can work in stages, I mean, you know.
Can't just pick on one.
No, we can work in stages. We can say, okay, we're gonna do, we got a situation on Westwood where that house is, who was that you, Mike, saying he's seen somebody watching TV or something in that house?
Early in the morning, yeah, it was real early in the morning.
I believe a camper RV can be used as temporary, not permanent housing, but temporary. But it cannot not be hooked up to sanitary systems. It has to use it. You can't dump it, for lack of a better word. So if it's being dumped, there's the that's the major violation.
Yeah. But anyway,
And then the next question is the ordinance that would protect that, as Jerry's saying, if they do hook up to sewage, how many campers are you gonna have to hook up to sewage?
right,
Or maybe mobile homes, it's,
yeah,
not what you wanna see.
yeah, we can't start that.
Right, so, to me, there's two issues there, sewage is one, and
It's
how,
already started, you gotta figure out how to stop.
yeah, and that's the hard part. So,
Well, if somebody has a trailer that they're living in, they're gonna hook up to the, sewer. They'd have
Are
to, they'd have to.
it seems
they?
to
Are you
be.
listening to this
Yeah, that's what
guy?
he said. They're not.
it seems
Well, I
to be
thought he was
not.
just basically talking about campers and, the camping trailers,
Trailer.
But I don't think that falls in the same thing as a house trailer.
Well, and the ordinance is pretty specific on the description, right? Of what it is, campers, trailers, RVs,
It spells it out.
yeah. And isn't there a 10-day limit? I remember seeing something about a 10-day something when I looked.
Once he notifies them, is it?
The 10-day is on, it's plated and I think registration. I don't think there's really any leeway on sewage.
Yeah.
I don't think you can do it at all, and I would have to read it again,
Shouldn't be able to.
but yeah, I'm thinking it's just none.
Yeah.
You just can't do it.
So we'd have to see what the consequence, I mean, if we go in there and something's dumping straight out, is it hooked and towed immediately? That's where I'm asking the
And
grader.
that's another thing, they don't have to let you in unless the Board of Health would happen to get a warrant to go in. We can't just knock on the door and say we want to go in. But she's telling me that they don't pay, there's a residence there that's not paying city sewage or water, so to me, that's all we need to know. It's there, it doesn't matter what you're doing with
Once
it.
the crap's on the ground, I mean, it's not hard to tell where it's going.
Right.
And if you can see
Right
that,
out the tube.
if you can see that from the road or adjacent property or something, then that is good enough. And that's the information I'm getting from the board and our conversation, what little bit I talked to them. I'll get more on Tuesday.
But they had the power to come out and,
They don't have the power any more than we do. They will have to build their case and go about it the same way.
oh, okay.
They're just kind of the upper authority, from the way I understand it. And that's the thing, we can issue fines, but I don't think fines, looking at the fines that I'm getting ready to file on, even if they double and do everything through the whole system, I don't think it's successful in getting that situation stopped. I don't think they pay the fine. I don't know that. I'm just saying I don't think they would.
You would.
And then we would have the same situation building and building.
But we're not talking about actual mobile homes, now we're talking about campers and trailers and.
We're kind of
So
talking
which
about
is-
that one, and that's what I'm saying. I think we need to enforce that sewer one.
Right.
That's a big one. But then if we want an ordinance on how long we can live in a camper, and that the camper has to be hooked up to city, which takes in a couple, 3 properties that I can think of. It's not allowed to sit there at all without being hooked up to, city, if it's gonna be a 6-month situation, it has to be hooked up.
But would it be a 6-month situation on a non-plated trailer if it's covered under our 10-day towing for?
Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't that come
And
back onto that?
it does, and I looked at that, and if the issuing, officer, whoever that is, me for that fact, if they ask for a stay, let's say they have a nice camper and they're staying with their kids or something, and they live in Florida through the winter, and they drive down there. If it's not plated, if they come to you and tell you the situation and it's an acceptable situation, they can get a stay. And therefore you can allow it as a temporary situation if it don't have plates. That's just an example. I can't imagine anybody that would not have plates on something they're using. So,
Right.
I'm just saying they do have a recourse that they can come back to us and ask us questions. That falls under abandoned or junk vehicles as well. Because we're getting ready to hit on that pretty hard. We can just drive through the town and count 20, 30, 40 vehicles that might fall under that.
Yeah, that condition.
Yeah, so if somebody's saving for a transmission for one, I get it that people might not be able to buy a transmission overnight, but that's kind of where my warning letter comes in. I'd like to get those people to come in and give us something in writing and say, hey, look, in a couple months I'll have a fix. If you don't mind, we should give them that.
Right.
Yeah,
We should be fair, but for those people who's not gonna cooperate, our recourse is to tell them we can do it.
Well, and on the paper, that we just agreed on, it's a 10-day for mitigating the violation.
Right, and I have in writing, I don't want somebody to call me or call you guys, I want to see in writing what they're planning. So we have proof.
Well, and it seems to me like everything falls back to the abandoned vehicle or junk vehicle.
Yeah.
I mean, if the waste problem is coming from an abandoned or junk vehicle, then the abandoned issue, it wouldn't be a process, it would now be the 10 days and this has got to go, or we're going to make it go.
that's how we'll look at it, as abandoned.
Right.
Vehicle. If you don't have no plates on it, it's abandoned. Right.
Or junk.
Or junk.
Yeah,
That's the key, is if it's on their property, it's not abandoned.
What all falls under abandoned and junk?
Probably anything not runnable, drivable, or,
Tractors, plows, this.
It does give examples of any farm equipment that I think I don't think farm equipment's included.
yeah, or semi-trailer. I think it's spelled out in the ordinance, to a point. I think it actually, there's subsections, like you said, semi-trailers, tractors, backhoes.
I think it talks about farm equipment specifically.
But then the other thing was, like he was saying, if it's somebody that's, got a bad motor, and they're wanting to replace the motor, and they need a month to get it replaced, or 2 months, that's one thing. Or if they have two of these vehicles, one of them they're taking apart for parts, there's gonna be a leeway with that.
And that's why I like to give, that's what you're doing to me, okay.
Yeah.
That's,
But it sounds to me like the biggest step is communication.
Right.
And when the ones that ain't gonna do nothing with the junk, they're not gonna communicate, I think that's where the line is gonna have to be
to
drawn.
me, that's the line, that's where we say we're gonna take care of it.
We already gave you the plan A, now you're getting plan B.
Yeah. And I think with this, we show some leniency
Yeah,
on plan
but like Wes said, it's gonna have to be everybody to the same standard.
A. And I say that
And
too.
that's what don't never happen.
Right.
We can't pick and choose, and
Yeah.
I'm not from the community, so, if it's somebody's neighbor, somebody's friend, we gotta be level across the board, or I just say we could get in some trouble.
Yeah.
So, that's another reason for my letter.
Yeah.
I want everybody to have the same opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We do have an ordinance as far as abandoned vehicles and things like that, and what the procedure is. Was there anything else, Rick, or?
No, that's it.
All righty, old business. We have the Putnam County Hazard Mitigation Plan. And I think there really we haven't had any, information about how maybe get some kind of funding where we can do it, because they've got it where they want us to pay like $8,000.
From the table until we hear back.
Yeah, so we'll just go ahead and table that. Okay.
Do you mind making a motion?
Yeah, I make a motion to table this until we get further information.
I'm a second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, motion passed and carried. We will be tabling that. Okay, ordinance 2026-2. It has been, revised, and we will be reading,
Motion to adopt it.
yeah.
I make a motion we adopt ordinance 2026-2.
I'm a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Ordinance passed, made it passed, and adopted. So you will sign off on that.
It's
For the maintenance wages.
it's a second reading. Second, it was passed. Awesome.
Okay, on the old business is Carl Walter's annual cleanup day. We got it set for,
June 6th, wasn't it?
yeah, June 6th. And at, 8 to 3 o'clock. But we never put a rain date if it was rain out. For so anybody have a date in mind in case we have a rain out?
Not one in particular. I mean, we could just move it to the next weekend, it'd probably be the easiest unless there's something else.
Probably. The only thing, I think it'd be Father's Day weekend. It'd be that Saturday.
Oh,
Good,
yeah.
Make the kids come clean their stuff up then. That's not as important as Mother's Day anyway, so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, rain date following weekend, Saturday. Same time, from 8 till 3.
Isn't that Father's Day weekend?
And it's June
The
13th.
13th.
I'd go
Or
on
is it the
Friday.
weekend
I
after?
don't know, that's what I was asking.
Yeah.
If you do it the same weekend as Father's Day, you probably have less people pick up their crap,
Well, that's true, that's good.
and they feel like they got.
So we should go past that.
Thank you. It's not until the 21st, so yeah, the 13th is still.
Still good? Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have a motion to make the rain date for the 13th. From 8 to 3.
Make a motion for the rain date for the 13th.
I second.
All in favor?
All right.
Ayes have it. Motion made and adopted. Okay. All right, we had, Westerhoon's drainage request. West is here to tell us, exactly how he plans on doing it.
The ditch that runs along Hendrick Street,
Yeah,
from First Street down Hendrick Street for that length of the property I bought. I want to put a culvert in and make it somewhat flat so it's easier to mow.
okay. So you're gonna install a what size
It's
pipe?
a 15-inch culvert. It'll be I believe it's 15 inches. It's 12 or 15. I think it's 15. It will be 107 feet long.
Okay,
It will hook up to the existing culvert under First Street.
okay,
It is a smaller pipe, but I'll have to buy an adapter to go, because I'm going from, your pipe is smaller, my pipe is bigger.
right,
I have to dig it out to get it to grade. I'll have 6 inches or so of gravel underneath it. And then almost to the top will be gravel on top of it. And then probably 6 to 8 inches of dirt
top of that.
on top of the gravel.
So it's gonna go to the line between you and the church
Yes,
on your boundary.
on
So it'll run out of your pipe and then there'll be a
It'll go
ditch
into
there
the
that
church.
goes to the
the
church
church
line.
line of the church property.
Okay,
If I try to go all the way to their pipe, you're just gonna have a pipe on top of the ground like they got.
yeah, on last month's meeting, we had a vote on it. And, we voted that as long as, Stacy made a motion, as long as they can review the plan, gravel base and pipe side. That
Everything will be done to code.
Yeah, then, to allow Western to do the project. And we voted on it at our last meeting and it passed. So you're,
Well, it's gonna be done like it's supposed to be. The pipe will be put together with collars. It's brand new pipe.
okay,
Let me rephrase that. It was brand new pipe. It was bought for a project that never happened. And it's galvanized culvert pipe, just like what's under the road. But where it laid on the ground, it does have some discoloration. It's not hurt,
right,
but it's it's fine. There's nothing wrong with the pipe.
The only thing I could see that we might do is, Mike, our utility guy, once you get the pipe laid in there, just him come take a quick look at it.
Well, when I'm doing this, I'm doing it free. It ain't costing me nothing. And the people gonna be helping me aren't getting paid nothing. I don't care who inspects it, but when I call, they got to come, because
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
ain't
well-
something I'm gonna wait around 4, 5, 6 hours
Right.
for, and
Well-
have to pay somebody to come.
we'll let you get Mike's number, and then, or you can, text or call one of us, and we can get over to Mike, and,
Just to come over and take a couple of pictures.
yeah.
Well, I can take pictures. I just don't wanna get in a situation where it's gonna end up costing me thousands of dollars, because I gotta wait for somebody to come look
No,
at it.
no,
Do they even know what they're looking at?
right. Yeah, because you're gonna be doing that, and Mike will be driving through town, he can see whether or not you're putting the gravel in, or, you're gonna have a bed of 6 inches of gravel
Yeah.
to lay the pipe on,
Right.
and then you're gonna have gravel around it, to hold it in place, and then dirt. Yeah, we'll be able to see that. Jerry drives around, and I do, and so does Stacy. So.
Well, it'll probably be on weekends.
So you don't have an approximate date, well, you're not gonna do, are you gonna do anything until you close, or?
Go hell no. No.
Okay. So, we're gonna,
That's
that is first, right?
Yeah,
Before you do anything like that. Okay. All right.
but when I can get everybody to do it, I don't wanna have to come begging for permission. I won't be able to get.
Yeah, we've already voted on it, and
I
we've
don't
given you
know
go
when it's
ahead.
gonna happen.
And
Like I said, it will be a weekend project. It won't be through the week and everything.
right.
And if it's a weekend, just call me, and you can all come down there. And the only reason we want the pictures is because in 3 or 4 months, if somebody calls and says, hey, this culvert's not draining, it's backing up into our basement, we can just say, hey, we have the pictures to show that it was installed correctly, don't,
Oh, yeah, I can get that.
That's why we want the pictures.
Like I said, I can take pictures. I mean, I'm gonna take pictures, because I don't want somebody coming and saying, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Somebody is gonna complain.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I guarantee you.
Yeah. Probably got a list pretty quick of who it might be, but, that's aside the point.
So, I'm gonna do it the way it's supposed to be done, not because they're gonna gripe, but this is my town. I've been here 25 years.
The only problem with you taking the pictures though is you're the one installing.
I understand.
That would be
My pictures is gonna help me.
that would be the only reason that we would need somebody
Or
else
you
to take
can just
pictures.
say that we'll be taking pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
but
can
I'm
take,
saying, I ain't gonna do it half-assed, because I don't wanna, it's gonna hurt my property value, and it'll make problems for me.
all right. So we basically already voted on it and everything.
I will let you know when I'm ready to start doing it. I will, I'll call one of you or all three of you, I got all three of his numbers.
Yeah.
And let you know when it's gonna happen.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. All righty, thank you, West.
Yeah.
North Main Street Cartwright excavating contract. You know anything on that, Jerry? As far as when you
I
might
have talked
be,
to him. He's been waiting for it to dry up a little bit, so he won't make a mess up through there.
And just as a side question, is this where you've been bringing some of the gravel?
Yes.
So we should probably need to make notes of that, of where he's already filled this in, so it doesn't get done again. Yeah.
so we already had a quote from him for him doing this, right? Have we paid him
No, we don't
Okay.
have time.
until he has it done? Right? Okay.
And what they're talking about is where they put the new sidewalk in, where they dug it out, so the gap between the road and the sidewalk where it never got filled in. That was what he was referring to earlier about putting gravel in front of people's houses. It's not their personal property, it's filling in from the edge of the roadway to the sidewalk.
Looks like we made nice new parking places. Right on the brand new sidewalk.
Yeah. Well, that makes it so they don't have to get out and step in the mud where the water is pooling up in there.
So what we need to do is either call him and see when he's planning on, coming out and doing
And probably stress the sooner the better.
it. Yeah. So, do we have his number, or I know Jared's got his number, but,
Yeah, I can call him
okay,
and ask him.
okay.
And if it rains next week, if you guys want it done that quick, I can just tell him to come on out and just mud it up. However you guys want to do it. Because what he's talking about, instead of just throwing gravel in there where the dirt's already in places higher than the sidewalk, he's gonna take some dirt out and put some gravel in there so it's a nice transition and it's not just all humped up. That's why he didn't want to do it when it's a mud hole, because then everybody would be crying that you come down and got a mud hole in the sidewalk. And he didn't know that, it was an emergency. But I get a hold of him and tell him, just get on with it, just do it.
Yeah, because if there's getting complaints and we're having to go fill it down, we might as well just do it and get it over with.
Well, what it is, it's like the guy that remodeled the house down there across from the store.
Mhm.
He's just whining about it. There's no big emergency to get it done. He just wants it done because we said we were gonna do it. So,
Then if that's the case, then we just do it and he just
Then
is happy with what we got.
well, now that we've took gravel down there to him, then when he sees Rick cleaning everybody's out and making it nice and flush, he's gonna want us to come down there and dig it all back out what we put in there.
And then we'll give him.
And then Rick's gonna say, well, wait a minute, that's not like, wait a minute.
You're exactly right. Rick can give him a quote and he can do it the way Rick wants it, but until then, he'll do the way the town wants it.
But I'll get a hold of him, I'll try to get a hold of him tomorrow, just tell him to go ahead on and do it. If
Yeah, I
it's raining, if it's raining, do it.
That way it'll be one less thing that we gotta worry about. And if they're gonna complain whether it's there or not, we might as well get it there and let them. And then we can just say, well, if you don't like the way it's done, it's filled in.
Well, yeah, it's, no, I don't think Rick would come in if it's raining to try to do it. It'd be hard on him.
He doesn't want to, because he wants to do a good job and make a clean job and a nice job, because that's what he does, but.
But we've had some pretty dry weather, so,
Since when?
Okay. All right.
Where the hell are you with
Well-
that? Cause it ain't here.
Well, it didn't rain today.
Well, I'm talking about down there around the sidewalk. I'm talking about down there where the sidewalks are. But,
We ain't had weather decent enough to be doing no kind of dirt work.
so, well, if he's just gonna be digging some out and then putting gravel in. But anyway, yeah, we just, Jerry can talk to him and see what he says and just have him go ahead and do it whenever he can get it done. I mean, just get it done as soon as possible. So you're gonna be calling him, right, Jerry?
Yeah, I'll try to get a hold of him tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, new business. Uniform conflict of interest disclosure statement.
And what this is a statement that we have to say for Jerry to do some welding or cutting work for the town, that's not gonna be free. If he's gonna do the work at cost, to where if we're gonna have work done by somebody else at a profit, then this is the statement saying that he's gonna do the work at under a $250 limit at cost for the town. Just so everything, part of the open door policy, so everybody will know that we're not trying to pull nothing shady, and we need some stuff done. Because we had a quote on some repairs on the tractor of $500 that was done for free in like 10 minutes. But then there was still, as you probably know, the cost of gas and torch gas and welding rods and cutting wheels, and I mean, it's expensive.
So you get reimbursed that.
Yeah, that's what that statement is. But we had to have it on an official document, so it's not a conflict of interest.
I see.
You need to make a motion to,
First of all, I wanted to ask Jeff what, your opinion on that.
I think it's okay.
Okay.
I think it's appropriate. I think you guys have done it the right way. And I agree with Monica. Let's make a motion.
and then we would be able to pay him henceforth, but up until this point, until today's meeting date, we would not be able to go back and reimburse, is that correct?
It's when I motion for it, but I mean, if it
Okay,
You might want to show him, because we actually dated that from when the last repairs was, so it would be accepted from a month ago.
This wasn't my ideal at all.
It was not.
It's just that I spent all last summer and had my shop closed all last summer, and everybody was calling me saying, what do you do, retire, do you quit? Everybody thinks I quit because I spent my whole last summer running up and down Main Street, burning my gas, watching that after these crooked contractors that we had in here working for us. I spent the whole summer, and then when I finally decided that I'm not gonna do it no more, then that's when Stacy asked me the other day, we need you to cut these things and fit them. And I said, no, I'm not doing it. And then that's when he explained to me about this, which I don't even care if I do, you know, ever since the shenanigan with Jim and everything, I don't even care if I do anything for this county, you know?
You feel like that?
I'm a town councilman. I'm not the maintenance man, but I have been the maintenance man. And ever since that little shenanigan that happened, yeah, I'm butthurt. I'm called butthurt, that's what it's called. And you were just as bad in it on it as she was.
Neither one of us was in on anything there.
Move on. I said what I said, move on.
So like I'm saying, we wasn't in on anything.
I was waiting for Jeff to make sure he was.
I'll always tell you exactly how I feel, and I don't pull no punches.
Right, but we wasn't on anything.
it's fine the way it is.
We don't want to go into that.
I make a motion to accept the conflict of interest disclosure,
dated,
dated,
that date,
whatever,
give me the date.
March 25th,
March 25th.
2026.
Jerry,
I said again.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion made and carried and adopted. Alrighty. Humane Society, request for a donation.
I have a question.
Yes.
That's all right. Oh, I see.
Where did we do with that?
I thought I'd seen it
It's-
here.
They were,
I thought I seen.
there you go, one more. There you go. Right, good.
Oh, okay. All righty. We got, this here, Humane Society is wanting us to donate to their cause. Basically, they're wanting $1. They're saying we got, what, 532 residents, and there would like for us to donate at least $532 for their cause.
What did we give them last year?
Let's see. What,
The same?
well, it would have been, I think it was 5. It would have been population size.
So I took 2 dogs over there this year. One that was up here and nobody claimed it, and it was running all over the place, and I took it over there. And the girl told me that they didn't have any room and they couldn't take it, and I said, what do you want me to do with it? And she said, just take it back over there and turn it loose.
I'm still the same thing, that's what I was getting ready to say.
So I took it down, went back down there where I found it, and I started searching, and I finally found the people that owned it down there by, out my road. And then there was another one that we called them about, and they told us they couldn't take it. And it belonged to some people on Westwood, and we put it on, Fillmore Chatter, and they seen it, and they came and got it, but they couldn't help us either time. They told us that they was full up. She told me to bring it back over and just turn it loose.
You got the same type of answer?
Yeah. Not, it has been lately, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And if you call them about coming to get something, that's a real joke. That's the big joke, is trying to take something over there.
So I guess the question is, what is the vital necessity for our city with them?
That's my point exactly. Why should we give them anything? They don't think they're not doing it to help us.
Well, I know of times that they have came out.
It sure wasn't
Like last summer, there was a dog running around and we called them and they came out. It belonged to somebody here in town, but
Well,
They-
that's
they
how
did
The dog
not-
catcher, wasn't that the dog catcher from the sheriff's department?
Yeah, I think it was.
Wasn't it Humane
well,
Society?
that's part of it. That's who runs it out, the county sheriff.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
it's
county, and we
the
have 2 deputies that
Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. Well, I'll make the recommendation that we do give them the $532 as a support. You guys could,
You make a motion?
no, I'm making the recommendation that we do.
Oh.
You guys can, whether you want to or not.
I don't really see why we shouldn't, I mean, honestly, obviously, they're not doing anything.
I second it.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion made and carried. Is there something we need to sign on that? No,
I'll make a check, I didn't agree on the rest of things.
okay. All right. Okay, we need the liaison for Liberty litigation. We need to have somebody from the town here on the board to coordinate with our town lawyer. I'll make the recommendation that Stacy be our liaison to work with.
The motion.
I make a motion that we make Stacy our liaison.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't see a problem with it, but I'm questioning how much time I'll be able to put into this, so I'll try to give it all I can.
Hopefully it's not gonna be.
Right. Hopefully it's not, but
Okay. Well, we appreciate it, Stace. All righty. We need a motion, just,
Public comments.
oh yeah, public comments. Anybody?
did you have a question about, or was the question on Humane Society thing? Oh,
I wasn't getting it in.
oh. Well, I think that money's going mainly for the care of the animals that they have, so. Even if they won't take any more,
Oh,
you know.
If you can't help me, why am I helping you?
I don't have any dogs, so I can't really comment to that one way or another.
And the one dog, I know they come and got it. They knew exactly whose dog it was.
Well, if there's no public comment, other than that, we need to make a motion on, fund report, payment of the fund report for February and March. Is there a motion?
That's this one right here, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you give us here?
yeah, it's on the cards. You need a statement, what's left out there before it cleared out.
And this is the checks?
Yeah, and those were the checks that are, that were posted and have since cleared, because that's February. And then, of course, here's March. And I can tell you anything about any of those too, if you have questions.
I do have a question on the last month.
Sure.
What was the check to IDEM?
For item or for NDOT?
No, I think it was an IDEM.
Item, yeah, it's the annual fee, okay, it's like $150 or $300 or something like that, yeah. It's something that we just, this Father's Day. Annually.
Did you look that up here?
What's that?
Fund.
I think the ones with small amounts are just reimbursed.
Yeah, I looked at it.
Probably, I mean, yeah. Like those ones for like just individual people, those are utility deposits where I've sent out the checks, that they just haven't received them yet and cashed them or hanging on to. And fund for, of course, it's just all different funds. Bank account, instead of each bank account statement.
And who's this one?
That he had moved out. So we can go back to the check dated this particular date. See, that was his, what we had left over from his utility deposit.
I'll make a motion to accept it.
Yeah, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion made and carried.
Each one of those. Yeah, that's adjustments. Adjustments now, $13.60.
And this was from the water leaks and
Yeah, And then I also had an instance too where credit card payments didn't show up. They were penalized by obviously failed payments, by removal penalties. And so you'll see that in there too, because it's listed under there directly. You know, what the charge is and what the reason is per each one. On each of those adjustments.
And that was for March.
Yes.
This one was for February.
Yeah, so fund reports. Yeah, there's one for each one.
And
But
then
your
I got
adjustments, the adjustments themselves are for March utilities. Prior 30 days.
so we need a motion to accept the adjustments.
Please, thank you.
I'll make a motion to accept the adjustments.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion made and accepted.
And then motion to adopt claims.
Now make a motion to adopt the claims.
I'll second it.
Motion made and passed. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Motion made and passed. And adopted.
Take the motion to adjourn this.
All right.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Derek,
I'll second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Mike,
Yes.